Here on this Sunday afternoon, we have all of your Tesla stock news that you need to know, including Gary Black, that is telling Tesla investors right now is the time to be excited. The Cybertruck, in his words, are going to cause a halo effect for the entire franchise. I think it's a little bit more than that. I think the Cybertruck could be the most successful vehicle ever launched. Give it some time, of course, and the Model Y is stiff competition to that if that were to happen. The Model Y is already very successful, so the Cybertruck could be even more successful than that. We have a lot to get into in a very short amount of time. We're going to cover it all here in this video. This is one you will not regret. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about this information down below in the comments section. And let's just go ahead and get straight into it. Let's start with what Gary Black wrote on X. He says, Tesla Uber bulls won't admit it, but my liberal use of the phrase Twitter overhang proved highly accurate to describe the negative Tesla stock action in 2022 during Q4, when Tesla stock declined about 55% versus a flat NDX, as Elon was forced to sell billions of Tesla shares to pay for Twitter. Now, Tesla bears should recognize the positive Cybertruck halo effect that will accrue from huge Cybertruck interest and its likely stimulative impact on sales of the entire Tesla franchise, similar to the Model Y launch in 2020, which was roundly criticized by naysayers as just an oversized Model 3. History doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. Now, obviously, I agree with Gary Black here. It didn't take a genius to see back in Q4 2022 that was a negative event for Tesla stock. Elon buying Twitter. He had to sell Tesla. We're long past that, obviously. But I agree with Gary Black and what he says about the Cybertruck halo effect. Look at the crowds that are building around Tesla showrooms just to take a look at the Cybertruck. It's so unique. I personally think the Cybertruck could be the most successful product Tesla has ever launched. Now, what defines success? Well, obviously everyone has their own definition, but for me, it's going to be the Cybertruck is one of the best selling products for Tesla. It's going to be a problem cranking out as many Cybertrucks as the Model Y, but I think the Cybertruck will also spur the rest of the brand. I think the Cybertruck could be the most successful pickup truck in the US by far. Is it going to be the most successful product in China? Probably not. They don't like trucks as much. Could it be the most successful product in Europe? Potentially. We're going to get a lot more new details coming Thursday on the Cybertruck, including the range, how fast it is to charge. The Cybertruck uses the new batteries for Tesla, 4680 cells. So that's going to be a little bit exciting to get more information on the specs of this truck. And I think that's going to make a big deal as well. I think it's going to be highly comparable to a regular pickup truck. And I think people, generally speaking, like to own something that is different, kind of off the walls. It attracts attention. That's exactly why the Cybertruck has no emblems, no logos, no nothing. It's the only vehicle in the history of vehicles to never have any logos. Like, you can look at the thing and you can't tell it's a Tesla until you actually get inside. I think that's the point. So nonetheless, like I have said many times, I think the Cybertruck delivery event on Thursday is just the start of this path to new all-time highs for Tesla stock. Now, this could actually cause a short squeeze for Tesla shorts, because let's face it, Tesla is highly shorted. And right now is just not the best fundamental time to be short on Tesla. It's not like Tesla's had a walk in the park for the last 2 years. Imagine it like this. When do you normally short a stock? You normally short a stock when a stock has done really well. And you're like, hey, it's going to get worse from here. Maybe it's a stock that went through a short squeeze. And then you're like, hey, I'll short the top. How am I going to lose money there, right? Tesla is far from the top. It's far from have done well over the past, 2 years or so, right? Or last year specifically with all the price decreases. Margins have been eroded. You don't think margins are going to improve? You don't think the business is going to improve? I think you are really bad at investing if you think Tesla is going to get worse from here unless you expect a deep recession. That's just the bottom line. You're bad at investing if you think Tesla's going to get worse from here without a recession. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial planner. That's personally my opinion. But if you have a deep recession, sure, I understand the bearish thesis at that point. A slight recession, soft landing, you would be a fool to be short in Tesla stock right now. And that's the most ironic thing. The level of shorts are at some of the highest points you have seen in many years for Tesla. It's like now, after rates are going to come down in 2024, when Tesla's launching a new product, the Cybertruck, when Tesla is launching FSD in China in December or January, now's the time you still want to be short? I think a lot of people are going to regret this. 3-6 months down the line, I think Tesla stock could already be at all-time highs, just depending on the course of the catalyst we just mentioned. You know what's actually funny about this too? Hedge funds, institutions, they have to report their positions. They have to report how many shares they own in a company, their calls and their puts, but they don't have to report their short positions until now. Starting this month, they're going to have to report those positions. In about the next 20 or 30 days, we're going to actually see who is short, who is not short, what brokers are facilitating short positions, what kind of collateral is used, what kind of losses these shorts are seeing. We'll know if Bill Gates is short in Tesla stock here very soon. This proposed rule change was approved on October 13, 2023. What this article also shares with us is the total US short positions on the entire market is about $927 billion. Tesla stock is just one stock on our markets. And Tesla is short by over $18 billion. That means Tesla is over 2% of the entire short interest position in our markets. I mean, if that doesn't put it into context, I don't know what else will. There's 15,000 stocks listed on all of the exchanges in our markets in the US. And Tesla, just one stock, is 2% of the entire short interest position. Yeah, I just don't see the logic at this point. I think people are playing with fire. And I think Thursday is going to be a start to the right direction if you're a Tesla bull. I don't see it getting worse from here, is really the bottom line if you wanted to boil all of this down. Tesla option activity over the past week was pretty good. Positive order value of 51%, $308.59 billion worth of option positions, 4,480 hedge fund institutional trades that were placed. And for this Friday's expiration, you have open interest on the call side of 57.73%, open interest on the put side of 42.27%. So I would say this is pretty dang bullish. Now to some of your Tesla news for this evening. There is currently a Cybertruck in about 5.5% of all US Tesla showrooms. And as you can see from this picture and many others, they're packed. Not for other Tesla products, but for the Cybertruck. And these are likely Tesla owners or Tesla enthusiasts or Tesla stock investors that want a glimpse of the Cybertruck. Well, odds are when the public sees Cybertruck or sees a Cybertruck, it's probably going to get a similar reaction to these folks in Tesla showrooms. I think you're already confirming the halo effect for the Cybertruck with literally what you're seeing right now. GM announced a few days ago they will not advertise in the 2024 Super Bowl, the first time in years. Should Tesla take their slot and spend $7 million for a 30-second ad that will be seen by 110 million people? I think so. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I personally think television is exactly where Tesla needs to advertise. Obviously, not $7 million for every 30-second ad, but the Super Bowl? Why not? I think that's the demographic that really needs to know about Tesla, probably the most. New Tesla Model 3s have finally arrived in Malaysia, and the first deliveries will start next week. Merseyside police in the UK have added a Tesla Model Y to their fleet for testing. You now have a Tesla Cybertruck on display at a Tesla showroom in Boston, Massachusetts. And this could be some really good news. Israeli President Isaac Herzog announced that Elon Musk will meet with him on Monday, along with Israelis whose relatives have been held by Hamas in Gaza. Considering all of the recent backlash Elon Musk has received due to what he has said on X recently, and I'm sure you already know it affected Tesla stock. We reported on it before, but I don't want to get YouTube shadow banned by mentioning the words here. Well, this should be good news. This should be really good news. We'll have to wait and see. Lithium-ion battery pack prices continue to hit new all-time lows. You're now, well, way lower than where you used to be at $1,500 per kilowatt hour. Now you're down at like $100 per kilowatt hour. This is even down 14% year over year from 2022 to 2023. And this green line is the volume weighted average in real 2023 US dollars. So even considering inflation, price continues to fall for battery packs. This chart actually includes the cell and the pack. So the full overview, you can see prices falling dramatically. As Hallmark's catalog said, ICE cars are getting more expensive. EVs are getting cheaper. Doesn't take a genius to see where this is going. Lex says, sadly, we're dealing with a population of geniuses. Oh, the irony. Roland Percher says, a few days ago, Automotive News Europe published the article, Tesla Model Y has probably already won the Europe sales race. Let's start with last year's data. Among the top 10 best-selling models worldwide, the Model Y had the largest share in Europe with 142,000. And you can really see this depicted here. The Model Y year over year in Europe for the first half of the year is up 204% from less than 50,000 deliveries last year to now almost 150,000 this year. By far the most impressive growth across any other model out there, and on a pure volume basis, nobody else can compete. Not even close. This is a chart of Model Y sales in Europe by country in 2023, and obviously, the UK, France, and Germany are the highest here, especially Germany taking quite the lead. The United Kingdom coming in second, France slightly behind the UK, but Germany, pretty impressive considering Volkswagen and BMW, so many other European legacy OEMs are really based in Germany. The auto industry alone is 5% of Germany's GDP. So if Tesla can succeed in Germany, Tesla is going to succeed everywhere else, in my personal opinion. Tesla continues to run about 300 different ads globally, majority of which for the US, some for Europe, and the smallest amount for Australia. Google Trends data coming out today shows the Model 3 is actually upticking in search trend interest. The Cybertruck and the Model Y are declining a little bit more. I expect that is going to change in this upcoming week. Global inventory numbers are seeing a downturn for everything, most notably your Model Y, which has recently spiked big time, while seeing a sharp decline. The Model 3, I would love to see a spike here, but continues to really fall. Your Model S and your Model X also continuing to go lower, but pretty hard to even see the downturn here. Relatively speaking, they've been low as well for a very long time. A new AI investor sentiment survey has recently come out. The bulls are at 45.3%, neutral at 31.1%, and bears at 23.6%. You're not too bullish that it's has to be seen as a negative. If the neutral investors were to switch to bullish, then you would be very bullish. Your 1-year bullish high is 51.4%. Your historical average is 47.5%. So you're just a little bit more bullish than your historical average. And it makes sense why people are bullish right now. Rates are coming down in 2024. Looks like the economy is avoiding a recession. So if you hear people talk about this survey in particular as a warning sign that we're just too bullish right now, I think that's actually far from the case. You could make the argument that we're actually way too bearish, that could mean stocks are probably going to rally way more from here. If you look at the SPY, 65% of positioning is bearish, only 35% is bullish. The Dow, 75% bearish positioning, 25% bullish positioning. This sounds to me like it's pretty dang bullish. Like we went over in the last video, Monday and Tuesday, you're going to get a lot of really secondary data that's going to come out. Nothing that's going to move the markets all too much. On Wednesday, you're going to get revisions to GDP. That's going to be important, 8:30 in the morning. On Thursday, you are going to get your PCE, personal income, personal spending, and initial jobless claims. This really looks Goldilocks. I think we're not going to go over each individual data point here, but you are expecting really good data for inflation. You're expecting inflation to have fallen month over month again. You're expecting personal spending to come in lower on a month over month basis. And you are expecting the economy to hold up and personal spending to hold up. That should be good. The big wild card, I think, in my personal opinion, is going to be Fed Jerome Powell on Friday. If Powell doesn't like how many rate cuts are getting priced into our markets, Powell's going to say some things markets are not going to like. If Powell's okay with that, then he's going to confirm this rally. And I think the rally, well, could get a whole lot bigger if Powell confirms it on Friday. The problem is it's on Friday. So we got to go through the whole week before we hear from Powell. So that's going to be another event or market mover for even the following week. We are also going to get quite a few earnings this week, some potential big movers. I personally have a trade on CrowdStrike. The trading community got that on Friday when we made that trade. That's another one of those flips to hold some free contracts into earnings and, hope for a move, risk the profit, basically. You always want to be careful with options. If you guys want to come learn the strategy we are employing each and every single day for these earnings trades, link down below in the description of this video. We have hit 1,000%, 700% just in this earnings season alone. Obviously, that's not always typical, and most people don't hit trades like that. We do sometimes, but it's all about risk mitigation. So never trade anything I talk about here in these videos. Come join the trading community if you want a little bit more clarity, but that's always, going to be risky. You can lose all of your money when you trade options. So keep that in mind. This week in particular, I do want to make a trade on Tesla as well. And I think that could be exciting, obviously, with Thursday's Cybertruck delivery event. But the broad markets could also affect Tesla. And I think coming on Friday is, again, a big wild card. Your treasuries are going to move around a lot based on what Fed Jerome Powell says, but also the data on Wednesday, on Thursday, and on Friday. I should mention you also have ISM manufacturing data that comes out on Friday as well before that speech from Powell. So if treasury yields continue to fall, that's going to be good news. If treasuries rise this week, that's not going to be so good. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I think Powell's okay with where the markets are at right now. I think it's his objective. He doesn't want to see stocks crash. He doesn't want to have pressure to cut rates even more if stocks crash. The Fed last meeting acknowledged that stock prices could affect Fed policy. That's saying, hey, if stocks crash from here, we'll have to lower rates. So take this for how you will, but I think overall we're setting up for a pretty bullish outlook. Like I said in the last video, I think Tesla stock could even rally into the 250s this week, potentially 260 or even as high as 270. If investors really like what we hear on Thursday, if Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if we see a rally into the 250s heading into Thursday, 260 or 270 following Thursday's delivery event and subsequently into Friday is not off the table. But I think that is just the start on the path to new all-time highs in 2024 for Tesla stock. So that is going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Is Tesla stock, or at least shorting Tesla stock right now, a bad idea? Does what I'm saying here make sense? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Surely if you made it to the end of this video, you might as well to stay up to date with everything going on with Tesla stock each and every single day. And just to get my raw and honest opinions. I'm not afraid to let you guys know how I feel or what I'm thinking. Hopefully you guys like that. If not, at the very least, respect that. This video is neither personalized nor financial advice to buy, sell, trade, anything. Come to your own conclusions. Just to wrap it off, my name is Michael Tyler. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.